I know your organization is incredibly busy, but your input is very crucial. In addition to your very detailed written statement, you provided some pictures, and I'm hoping you can explain what we're seeing. First, I believe this picture is an Ebola treatment center. Can you briefly describe what we're seeing here, and where is that?
Absolutely. This is in Bong County in our Ebola treatment unit. This is the isolation unit. What you see, the two health workers in yellow suits with a hood and a mask are actually inside the restricted areas. Nobody is allowed to go in there without full personal protection equipment and training. And outside, they're taking notes. There's a supervisor to make sure that proper protocols are taking place as they're entering the Ebola treatment unit.
And in your testimony, you said you need about 840 of these suits every week. You also said this, and I quote, "The current demand far exceeds the supply. There are currently 2 main manufacturers for our acceptable overalls, and they are producing at full capacity." You go on to say, "We estimate that at the current stage, they will meet around 35% of the demand." Is that right?
That's correct.
And so what can we do to help provide more protective gear?
Absolutely. First of all, I'd like to clarify that it's 840 PPEs for a 60-bed hospital. That's for one Ebola treatment unit. It's not for the entire operation. What we need to do is encourage those manufacturers to increase their supply line and make sure that anybody who has the capacity or has some of those PPEs in stock to release them, because a lot of them are in stock in areas that are not actually endemic, and they need to be released for those that are treating patients.
Now, going back, let me go to another picture. Mr. Torbay, in this picture, there's a little truck in the background, and it has some kind of tarp on a flatboard bed. Can you tell us what the truck is used for?
This is a makeshift ambulance. There's a lack of ambulances in Liberia, so we took a flatbed truck, we put a mattress in it, and we cover it with a tarp, and this is what we take to get patients from the community to the Ebola treatment unit.
Well, in your written statement, you said, and I quote, "Put simply, we need 3 things: people, commodities, and money." By commodities, I mean everything from PPEs to disinfectant to vehicles for transportation, mattresses, and bed and clothing. End of quote. So is this what you're talking about in additional vehicles to transport patients? Is that what you're talking about?
Absolutely, to transport patients, additional vehicles for burial teams, ambulances that could go out to the community care centers and transfer patients to the Ebola treatment unit for treatment.
Now let me go to the next picture. This is not a picture you provided, but one from a hospital in Sierra Leone. There are people on the floor. There's fluid everywhere. And there's a team of people in full protective suits and appear to be removing a dead body. Can you please explain why it is so important to have proper burial procedures?
Absolutely. The viral load in a dead body is at its highest. This is when it's most contagious. So it's extremely important to have proper burial procedures. The way we go about it, when a person succumbs to the disease, we spray them with disinfectant, chlorinated water. We put them in a body bag, we spray them again, we spray the body bag again. We put them in a second body bag, we spray the body bag again, and a third body bag, and we spray them before we transport them to the burial ground. So it's extremely important that proper burial procedures are followed all the time.
And would more resources help with that process that you just described?
Absolutely, sir.
And how so?
We need more burial teams. The burial teams on the ground in the 3 countries are not enough. They possibly contribute probably a third of the need. And we need body bags, we need training for the burial teams, as well as vehicles for transportation of dead bodies.
Mr. Chairman, with the committee's indulgence, I'd like to play a very short video clip showing how the final stage of this process, the burials, is currently being handled. Clip, please.
I'm working at a Great Digger. I'm not a doctor, neither a nurse. My own skill, I'm a laborer, very higher. Instead of me spending days for nothing, I decided during the process to fight against Ebola. The work here is not easy, though. Our brothers and sisters, they are all dying day and night, every day. They brought a baby here when the baby died. All these old baby, so that they can bury the baby close by her mother.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Torbay, right now there are a lot of people watching this hearing, and many of them do not know the extent of the crisis in West Africa. They do not know the urgency of the need. You have a microphone in front of you, and you have an opportunity to reach millions of people this morning. If there's one thing you want to tell the American people, what would that be?
Thank you, Mr. Cummings, for giving me this opportunity. We need to deal with the Ebola virus at its source in West Africa. Steps can be taken in order to deal with this. We need to immediately increase treatment capacity by deploying and training proper health personnel. We need commodities, as we discussed, PPEs, ambulances. We need financial resources. We need further containment at the community level as well. It's not just about treatment, we need to contain it at the community level. This is a global issue. It's not just a West Africa issue. We all need to work together as one team to tackle this deadly disease and put an end to this outbreak. Once we do so, we need to continue the investment in rebuilding the healthcare system in West Africa, as well as preparedness in other countries. We need to make sure that this outbreak doesn't reoccur. The U.S. has and is playing a pivotal role. I am proud to say that the U.S. has led the way and continues to answer the call, and other countries are following the lead of the U.S.